hello. So today I have to do a new TBR, our first TBR from the new apartment. Pay no attention to the fact that I've got, oh, can't maybe even see him. That's great. I've got lots of boxes now. We've still got stuff in our other apartment, and as you can see, I have empty bookshelves, and that's not a thing. But I do have a new TBR because I am out of my old one. Normally with TBRs, I start off with some for my last book haul, but I only have 5 books, so I didn't do a book haul. So it's gonna be straight from the bags. Let's go. So this is my first bag here. We've got, as you can see, we've got one on the edge that we'll pull out right away. I've got Horrors, which is a history of horror movies. This big guy barely fit in the bag. It's just a history of horror. That's all it is. It's just a history of horror movies. Alright, now we can actually rip this open a little bit. Here we go. So the first thing I have in here is this children's book talking about the New Jersey Devils. So I picked this up. This is withdrawn from the library I used to work at. I picked this up when I was in college. I was really into hockey because when I was a sophomore in college, my college got a hockey team, and they were the only sports games I ever went to of my own volition and stayed for the whole thing. Were the hockey games. And so when they withdrew any books about hockey, whether they were for kids or adults, I would take them. And I never read this. So recently, I have been getting more into hockey again. Why? A couple reasons. First up, if you have read any of my Aunts Boys books, they get kind of hockey heavy, and as you continue reading, you can see where I understand more about everything. So keep in mind, I'm not from a sports family, but a second reason is because I on TikTok they started showing me the NHL drafts, and that led me down a weird rabbit hole. And coincidentally enough, now I like the New Jersey Devils, and I have this book about them from 2005. Let me see. 2011. Oh my gosh, so new. So yeah, that's that. The next book I have is a true crime book. It's by Ann Rule. It is, If You Really Love Me, which is a true story of desire and murder. I'm not sure what this is about. Linda Marie Brown. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard of this story. I've read a couple books by Ann Rule. I read The Stranger Beside Me, and I read one of her, she published a bunch of books that had like 4 or 5 cases in them, where it'd just be little write-ups of each one. But I got this one. I'm not sure where I got it from. I think it was probably from a thrift store or something like that. Yeah, I'll be reading this. The next book I have is Houses Without Doors by Peter Straub. I read Ghost Story. I think it was Ghost Story. If it's not, I'll put up a picture of it. This is, I believe, short stories. Yes, they are short stories. I liked, or like novellas or something like that. I liked Ghost Story. I know that Peter Straub, and I read his books that I wrote with Stephen King too, The Talisman and Black House. So this should be a fun enough time. Then I've got More Bones, which is a scary stories from around the world. I believe it is a children's book. This is one that was withdrawn from the library I used to work at. So, and just fun, quick little thing. I got The Mission Song by John le Carre. I actually read my first John le Carre book this past week because it was in the book wall. He writes spy novels. The one that I read was not bad. The writing was really good. It just felt really disconnected to me. So we'll see how this one goes. I hope I enjoy it. I hope it's shorter than the other one. The other one was like 450 pages. This one is 340. So there's that at least. I don't know. Then we've got Familiar Strangers by Marlene Sway, which is a nonfiction book from, I believe, the 70s. Let me see. Oh, the 80s, which is about the Romani people in America. I'm pretty sure I got this from Thrift Books. I don't really know why. But we'll see. It's not very long. We'll see how it holds up. We'll see. And finally, in this book, we've got another like spy espionage thriller, I don't know, mystery thing. This Blossom by Andrew Vaux. This is one I know I got from the free bookshelf when I was in college, and I think the reason I grabbed it is because I looked on the back, and this is the author photo, and I was like, well, I have to. So it's not very big. It's not very long. What's it about? Crime, New York. No, he leaves New York. What? Oh, that's oh, okay. Indiana. We'll see. It doesn't look very well. I had to dig a little bit for this one, but I knew where it was, and I knew that I wanted it. So this is the other set of books we're going to be reading. First up, we've got a reread, and that is A Separate Peace by John Knowles. I've read this book so many times. I taught it for the past 3 years as well. But it'll be fun to read it without the expectation of writing assignments for it or having to grade assignments for it. So that'll be fun. The next one is The Monk of Mocha by Dave Eggers. I've never read anything by Dave Eggers. Looks like Civil War, Yemen, San Francisco. We'll see. I don't know. It's a very pretty book. That's for sure. Then we've got, this is one I can't read actually. This is Always and Forever Lara Jean. This is the third book, I believe. And I have only read the first book. So this one's got to go back in the bag somewhere. So we're just going to put that to the side there. The next one, we've got a couple of children's books. I've got The Adventure of the Buried Treasure by Nancy MacArthur, which is very small. Should take me 10 minutes. And then a more exciting children's book, one that's actually on the bookshelves, is The Extreme by K.A. Applegate. Unfortunately, we're missing this right here, but I do not have this one yet. This is number 25. This is an Animorphs book. If you haven't been here for a while, I have been collecting the Animorphs and the Goosebumps books in the original covers because those are both series that I loved as a kid. And so I've got this one in, like I said, 25. I don't have it yet. I don't think I ever read it. This is a Marco book, so that's exciting. Was my favorite character when I was a kid. Now I'm Tobias all the way because he's so tragic, but love it. Then we've got a little paperback horror. We've got The Kill Riff by David G. Shao. I believe this one did get republished in the Paperbacks from Hell situation, but this looks super. This is about like heavy metal rock concert situation. People die. It's great. And we've got, this is the reason why I wanted this one. We got Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. The trailer for this just dropped. I've had it for a while because it was a book of the month book that I got. I believe I got it as like an add-on. I've been meaning to read it forever, and the trailer just dropped. It looks really fun. I'd love to read it before, the movie comes out in August. Not that it would stop me from watching the movie first. I do watch the movie first all the time, but excited to read it. I've been wanting to read it for a while. We're running out of space. Okay, I only have a couple more. Got 11 by Patricia Riley Giff, which is an arc from like 2008. This is one that I withdrew from the school library because it is an arc. It's a young adult. I do not really know what it's about. We'll see. So I've got a couple more here. I have Bleach Volume 60 by Kiki Kubo. I read this series as a kid. It's a manga series about, it's shoujo, it was one of the big three. It was Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece. I never really got this far, but I don't really read these in order. So, we'll read this. I have two more, they're gonna barely fit. We've got No More Saturday Nights by Norma Klein, which is this old young adult book about, I believe, a teenage father, which I withdrew it from the library at the school because it's from like 1982. Let me see, when is this from? When was it published? I love to guess and then be wrong. 1988. At least I had the decade right. That's great. And the last one is TV Superstars 83 by Ronald W. Lackman, which is a little book about all the superstars on TV in 1983. We've got the Dukes of Hazzard people in here. We've got Danny DeVito. Did I just see Danny DeVito? We've got Danny DeVito. That's all I need to know. And that is where we're at right now. I mean, that's our TBR for the next, because I'm very close to finishing Six of Crows, and then I'm gonna start Silver Under Nightfall, and I'm gonna be sitting at a coffee shop reading for a while today. I do anticipate. So I figured I'd film a TBR now. Well, before I finish this one and start this one. So that is where we are at right now. That's our TBR for the upcoming couple weeks, probably. Got a lot of short books in there. Got a lot of books that are going to be very fast to read. Not really very many that are gonna, I guess probably the Anne Rule book and the John le Carre book are probably the ones that are going to take the longest. But yeah, that is where we are at right now.